Oh, I like the new intro music.
I just put that on ramp.
Oh, okay. Ladies and gentlemen, broadcasting from Ottumwa, Iowa, it's the one and only, the super splendiferous Claus and Convo, the show directed by M. Night Shyamalan. Just
No.
kidding. Just kidding. That would require a twist ending.
What a twist!
And a horrible rendition of a wonderful cartoon that we've all known and loved for years. I am your topic discussing host, I don't know, Dante Padfoot.
And I am your slightly confused Shigwire host, Striker.
I think we should stop thinking of clever things to say for our as our names. Like,
Yes.
you know, I think we should just go with like, I'm your Foxy host, and maybe if we want to say something extra like badass.
Yes.
Because let's just stick the creative. Let's keep the creative nature for the intro, and that's it. Just and not our names.
Yes.
So, anyways, sorry we didn't have an episode last week. I guess I can explain myself.
You were performing in a play, weren't you?
Yes, I was, and I can explain it. But I think we probably should have announced it over all the sites like Facebook and all that stuff instead of.
It was on our website.
It was on the website. For those of you who do follow the website, it was announced there.
And you do need to watch it
Yes.
if you're not yet, because it has everything.
Yes. Does everyone know where to go, or just
clausandconvo.blogspot.com.
Okay, so you should probably just type it in Google, and you might find it pretty quick.
And it's at the header of the Ustream chat as well.
But anyways, if you haven't followed us already on our website, go ahead and do that, because it is the absolute best way to watch Claus and Convo, because we have it streaming. We have like the Ustream embedded player on there, so you don't have to go to Ustream anymore to watch it. You can just go there, and we have updates there.
And everything is linked there, including
Everything is linked.
including the IRC, the subreddit, the
Everything.
email, the everything, as well as the brand new radio stream.
Yes, indeed. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So Wednesday, or earlier this week,
Good enough.
I decided that it's about time we got a radio stream going.
Mm-hmm.
And now we've got Strikepaw Radio.
So if you are bored on... Wait, does it go on days other than Friday, or just...
Well, it just goes whenever somebody is DJing.
Okay.
Otherwise, the server turns off because we don't have anything to,
Yeah.
automatically.
So if we end up getting a lot more people watching, we might have that running a lot more often.
And I am looking for DJs.
Yeah.
If you've got the either Winamp with the DSP Shoutcast plugin, or Sam Broadcaster, and you know how to get it all set up, and you've got a decent music collection, just get a hold of me, and we'll get you on.
Okie doke. But yeah, for those of you who are interested in that,
That's strikepaw.blogspot.com, and
it should be on the website.
it's linked below if you're watching on our site.
All right. So, as far as I guess I can explain why we didn't have an episode last week. If you didn't see the announcement, since I'm in school for acting, we did a musical. We've been working on it for a while, and then we performed it. But it was like that entire weekend. It was Thursday, Friday, and on Saturday we performed it twice. Like 9 in the morning for some high schoolers that we invited there to see like a college type play. And we also did it at night, and then we did it on Sunday. So we performed it, 5 times? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we performed it 5 times. It was pretty tiring.
Damn.
But yeah, it happened to be during the show, so I was like, yeah, better just cancel the show, because I was gonna be busy that entire weekend. It was probably the longest weekend I've had in a long time, but I think it was worth it because we had a lot of fun performing Fame. And for those of you who did get to see it, you're lucky because it was an amazing show. Just saying. So, yeah, but we, I guess the only place we really announced that we were canceling the show was on the Blogspot. So, for all the people that didn't really keep up to date and just tried to tune in, and they're like, "Where's the show?" Yeah, it was. I don't know.
Should have been watching the site.
Should have been watching the site. If you're a true fan, you should have been watching the site.
Otherwise, you're a loser. I'm just kidding, but not really.
Not really.
But kind of.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Okay. So, how was your week, Stryker?
Oh, it was great.
Great.
I started a job in Bloomfield.
You what?
I started my job in Bloomfield.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Do you have are you getting a house there sometime soon, or?
I'm on a waiting list.
Okay.
So it could be up for a year before I'm able to move.
Yeah. Well, at least you got a job there. I mean, then you can have like an established, job there, and then once you move there, the only thing that'll change is you'll be easy, It'll take you less time to go to work, is what I'm trying to say.
Of course. Yeah.
So, anyways, my week was pretty awesome. Aside from performing Fame Sunday, I had a pretty laid back week. As far as interesting things that happened to me, just a little while ago, we decided to put brake fluid in a car that was having trouble with the brakes because it needed more brake fluid. They went out on my sister when she was driving it, freaked her out, poor girl, and so we finally decided to fix it. Okay, we just today we got brake fluid, put it in there, and then I noticed that there was a weird smell coming from it. It smelled like rotten meat. So I opened up the trunk, and not a dead body. Before you jump to conclusions, it was a cooler with meat in it that was still there from me and Kenny, Liam Wolf, when we went on our camping trip during spring break a month ago. So there was meat back there that has been rotting for a month, and I was like, oh, nasty. I just decided to throw the whole cooler away because I didn't really want to, I didn't want to scrub it.
You didn't want to smell death on your on future snack.
Yeah, and because even if you bleach it, it's probably never going to go away, It'd probably ruin the cooler. It was really nasty. So yeah, that's the highlight of my day. Was fighting rotten meat in the back of my car. So how did you guys do? Did you happen to discover anything as bad as rotten meat in the back of your car? No? Okay. Well, you're lucky because it smelled really bad. In terms of everything else that happened, I don't know. One of my good friends is celebrating her birthday tomorrow. That's all I can really say. Something about China Rose I was going to say. Oh, yeah. Later in the show, I'm going to link you guys the Wikipedia page for a show that is on Netflix right now, and it's hilarious. It's basically like Madagascar for adults, only it's a show. It's hilarious. China Rose introduced me to it. China Rose introduced me to the show. It's called Father of the Pride. It ran on NBC for 13 episodes.
Oh, I think I
Have
remember
you seen
it. I remember it.
It only ran for 13 episodes, but it's so funny. It's actually hilarious. It's got clever humor, not just, fart jokes and, penis jokes. It's actually clever humor. I was really surprised at how good it is. I guess the only reason it didn't do well is because the animation is not that good, but it was in 2004, so what can you expect? When was Madagascar out? Was that 2004?
2006, I think.
Okay, well, I was wondering if it was earlier than that because...
So it was somewhere in that time period.
Because I remember...
The sequel came out just recently.
The third one. The third one came out recently.
Yeah.
But the second one was out in 2008 or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. So yeah, maybe it wasn't that long ago. Probably 2006 or 7 when the first one came out.
Yeah.
But I don't know, I guess I thought that it was out earlier because right after Madagascar came out, there seemed to be a really big trend of everyone making talking animal movies, African lions and giraffes and stuff.
And I think I know what happened.
What?
Yeah, that's when the furry stigma kind of reached its peak.
You might be right. Of course, well, I don't know. I don't think Madagascar had influence from the furry fandom because the furry fandom is such an underground thing.
I'm talking about more Father of the Pride.
Father of the Pride. Yeah, that was back in 2004. You might be right. Like, that was when the furry fandom peaked, and it, didn't have... Because I didn't even know about it back then, but I do know, like, I've seen, people talking about it back in the day.
Roughly, I think that was about the time that 6-2 scandal happened, and all that other bullshit.
Yeah. And another movie that came out, The Wild. Do you remember that movie by Disney that came out? Like, it was either right before or right after Madagascar. I don't remember which one. I think that was the one where the squirrel was in love with the giraffe, which is a weird relationship.
Yeah.
I don't know how he's gonna... Never mind. Try to keep this a kid-friendly show.
Let that marinate in your brain.
Yeah, we try to keep this a kid-friendly show, but just wait. We're going to be talking about fetishes later in the show. So, yeah. Anyways, as you can see, we only have just me and Stryker today. Although last week was... No, not last week. The week before, last episode was probably the best episode we've had because for those of you who don't tune in regularly, we actually had...
Pharaoh,
thank you. I couldn't remember his name for some reason.
Dolt.
We had Pharaoh on here for the entire episode. He was on Skype, and it was cool because it was really interesting to like hear his opinions and stuff. Because, for those of you who watch Furcast, he's one of the main hosts there, and it was pretty neat. I was really like honored to have him on here, and he had quite a few things to say, and we really appreciated having him on here because we had the best episode ever. So next time, or at least sometime in the future, maybe not next time, but sometime, sometime, we're hopefully going to get Paradox the Wolf to call in. Yeah. And I know that he'll have quite a few things to say about discussion topics. Because
and we'll be talking about Therianism.
That, and I don't know much about that, so it'd be kind of cool to like get to know more about it.
And speaking of which, if you haven't seen it yet, there was recently a documentary on Therianism. A show called What? I Think I'm an Animal.
Wasn't that on Animal Planet, the one that had...
It wasn't on Animal Planet. It was on some other... I forget what it was. Some other thing, but it's... I think I have it on the subreddit.
Okay, you had a link to it or something?
I should have
but
it on
is that the one that had, like, the guys from Furcast in it?
Yeah, Pharaoh.
Okay.
It had Pharaoh and Shroud and... part of Pharaoh in it.
Yeah, I remember...
it had Pharaoh's ass in it.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Pharaoh was on here last episode, and he was saying how the only shot they used... Like, they took a lot of shots of him in this when they filmed for this documentary, and the only one they used was him shaking his butt, I think. Yeah, that's what he said. I was like, wow. At least we got something for the ladies and some of the men to look at. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm in the middle of drinking my coffee.
Keep me busy while I remember to
So you're saying
I need to link the subreddit on the page because I completely forgot to do that.
Okay, so you're saying distract the audience. Look at distraction! Haha! Now I'm gonna steal your wallet. What did you think of that joke? I'll be here all week. Yeah. Actually, no, I'll be here next week. So yeah. If you want to see more of Dante Padfoot and his hilarious antics, tune in to Claus and Convo next week. We'll see you then. Are you almost done yet?
Close enough.
Okay. By the way, the website or the blogspot has a new redesign for anyone who might have seen it. Like we kind of brought it up like right before the show started, I think. And now we have a redesigned website, including a redesigned intro, which you might have already seen. It's pretty incredible. Like, I'm actually really impressed. Do we have anybody that follows our subreddit?
I don't know.
I guess we don't pay attention to that stuff.
Just can find that logo documentary thing.
Okay. Okay. Entertain. Okay, here's a joke for you. All right. So what does a nosy pepper do? He gets jalapeno business. It's a funny joke. You're supposed to laugh. Come on, I'm losing them here. Okay, what else do I talk about? We have some bullet point discussion topics that we're going to be talking about later in the show. So if you guys want to stay tuned for the discussion topic, we're going to have quite a few ones. We're going to be mostly talking about fetishes, actually. So this is going to be kind of like a fetish episode, like where we just talk about, is the furry fandom really a fetish and stuff like that.
And it was his idea to talk about fetish.
It was.
FYI.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna deceive you guys. But yeah, we got a couple bullet point discussion topics. We might breeze through them. We might take a long time, depending on what we feel like. So, whichever. And we have a couple news stories, but not anything spectacular this week. So we're just gonna have to do our best to. Do you got it?
Just about.
Okay. We're just gonna have to do our best to entertain you guys. It might be a long episode. It might not. I guess we'll just kind of. I lost track. Is this an episode when Friday Night Tech is on?
No,
it isn't. Oh, okay.
Last week.
Okay. Good. Very good. I almost got my best friend Willie to come up and be on the show, but no, he was busy. Sad face. You know what's really upsetting? We don't really get emails that often. What's with you guys? We have viewers, but we don't have emails. You guys need to send us more emails so we can talk about them. Actually, my favorite kind of emails are the ones like Wine Slender sent us one time, where she sent us an email that had a bunch of questions for us that we could answer and just like read through it. That was awesome. Like that's what I really want, is for you guys to like ask us questions and or advice, because that was one of the better discussion topics we had. I really liked it.
We want more of those.
We want more of those. For those of you who have questions for us, please, I beg of you, send it to strikepaw.studios@gmail.com.
Yeah,
okay.
that's it.
At some point in the show, we'll bring up the contact info, though. So, I guess we could...
I can do that right now.
Okay. For those of you who want to email us, there it is. There's the contact info. Please send us your questions. I beg of you, even if you don't think it's that interesting. We would love to hear from you. So, anyways, we should talk about Iowa's bipolar weather and how ridiculous it is. And usually people are just like, oh, complaining about the weather, are we? You know, no, this is really bad. Okay, let me give you an example of what happened.
It snowed last night. Rained all day today.
Mm-hmm.
And it was freaking cold.
Okay, well, here's the thing. 2 days ago, and it was warm. 2 days ago, it was so hot that it was like 95 degrees, and we laid out, like we brought a blanket out and we just laid out over there, like on the lawn next to my apartment, and just looked at the stars for, like an hour or so. And it was dry as a bone. It was really hot. I went for a walk and I came back sweating. That's how hot it was. Just for a walk. I didn't run. And I'm usually a pretty active person when it comes to, I walk. I go on walks regularly because it's,
If you're shoveling and driving in the morning and coming home in the afternoon with your air conditioner on, then you're probably in Iowa.
Yeah. Okay, so it was 95 degrees 2 days ago. Next day it was kind of chilly. That night, the night after it was super duper hot, it snowed. I'm not kidding. Some towns in Iowa got like 4 or 5 inches of snow. And then right after that happened, it was cold and rainy, and it's still cold and rainy. I'm pretty sure it's still raining, and it's freaking cold. What the heck? I feel like Father Time. I feel like Old Man Winter is like become the groundhog and picking his head up. I don't know, some kind of reference. You get what I'm trying to get at.
So I'm going to link this documentary in the chat.
You got it in the what's it called, chat? The IRC too.
IRC, yes.
All right. For those of you who kind of participate in the show sometimes, which we would also like for each and every one of our viewers to participate in the conversations, just do that by getting in the chat. I have the chat for the, what's it called? The show open, but Stryker has both of them open. Okay, yes, thank you. I have the Ustream open, and Stryker has the IRC and the Ustream open. And
the IRC is on the AnthroChat network.
Mm-hmm. So
chat.anthrochat.net/strike. Wait.
It's that-
Chat.anthrochat.net/clause and convo.
It's really confusing if even Stryker can't remember.
I've got another one for Strikepoint Radio too, so
Okay.
I can get those mixed up sometimes.
All right. So we're 10 minutes away from our news topic. What else do we want to talk about for random banter?
Your face.
Okay, let's talk about my face. I have a beautiful I have beautiful stubble that's coming in right now. Doesn't it look good? Looks schmexy, don't you think? Hey, you said talk about my face, so I did. We could talk about I'm getting closer and closer to getting a job at the radio station here in Ottumwa, and I'm putting in a good word for Rachel, i.e. China Rose. And if we get a radio show together, that'd be the greatest thing in the world. I think we've already talked about this, but I still want to mention it again.
Yes.
Me and Rachel might get a radio show together, and we're just going to be talking about random things, and we're going to call it Stuff and Things. It's going to be the best show ever. So, yeah.
Yes.
Do you have anything interesting to talk about?
I think I pretty much covered everything.
Huh. Well, you're no fun.
Hell.
Let's do a droopy impersonation.
Okay.
The man that Tex Avery, man, he really knows how to draw. Ooh. Hello, all you happy people. That was random. That was a random moment if there ever was one. You're like, hey, you gonna watch Claus and Convo? Yeah, what are they gonna do today? Guess. Oh, I don't know. Do a droopy impersonation? Yeah, you're correct. Woo! Just because we love you guys that much and we like to entertain you. So, let's see.
Do we have anything to talk about for the news?
We kind of do, but not really. I mean, we could talk about this pen. I mean, look at this pen. I mean, really.
That pen sucks.
Oh, come on. It's not that bad. I guess, I don't know. This laptop is about to die, and I won't have the charger until about 5:45 because Andrew is using the charger for his laptop, and he has to go to some kind of work study tonight at the school. So as soon as he leaves, he's going to drop me off the charger. But that won't be until 25 minutes from now. But I don't know. I think it'll survive. It's got like 20 minutes left. As long as I don't like turn the brightness all the way up and leave it on of this laptop.
Yes.
So laptops tend to do that. It's it's pretty funny how fast someone can start freaking out when they're on the laptop. Or no, a better one. When you're on the laptop on the couch and you see it says 1% battery, you're like, oh, now I gotta get up and find the charger.
So
it's no fun.
Yeah.
Wow, you're a really boring cat.
Shut up. You're boring me.
Well, at least I'm saying something. At least I'm entertaining the people. Yeah. I could have sworn there was something else I wanted to talk about before we got into the news topic. Do we want to talk about Father of the Pride in more detail, like after?
No.
I think we should start off the discussion topic with Father of the Pride, or end the news topic. Oh, mix it up a bit. Ooh. He doesn't know. He's just the tech guy.
I don't know shit, man. I don't know shit.
All right. Well, let's just go ahead and do news. I can't think of anything else.
Fuck it.
We're gonna break the rules today. Oh, look at us. We're on fire.
What rules?
There are no rules. Here we go. News for your enjoyment.
Okay.
Gotta close all these windows first. Excuse us.
Okay.
Tonight on Claus and Convo, 72,000 ladybugs released in the Mall of America. With your anchors, Dante Padfoot and Striker Chiguar. This is Claus and Convo News. Okie dokie. So, as I read these, I'm going to be posting the link into the chat on the Ustream. And it looks like we have some guests on the chat, but we don't have anyone that's signed in. Oh, that's sad. So let's go ahead and post these.
For those in the Ustream chat, /Nick is the command to change your nickname there. So do that so we can identify you.
And knowing
That'd be awesome.
Okay, and knowing that the stream is like a couple, let's see, it's like 20 seconds behind or something like that.
10 or 15, something like 15 seconds.
Okay, so I'll start doing this and then I'll post it in the chat, and then you can probably post it in the IRC if you want. So if anyone is not in the Ustream and only in the IRC, we can do that. All right, anyways, so for our first news story today, it's called Rare Caterpillar Resembles Donald Trump's Hair. All right, just let that one sink in for a while. It's a caterpillar that looks like freaking Donald Trump's hair, which, by the way, is a headpiece, for those of you who don't know, obviously. So I'm going to go ahead and post this here. You can go ahead and get that and put it in the IRC if you want. All right, so let's read this here. I recently videotaped caterpillar bears, an uncanny resemblance to bigwig Donald Trump's hair. The insect, a rare yellow-colored caterpillar of the flannel moth, now has the nickname Donald Trump Caterpillar. Want to see it right there? Have you seen a picture of it? You got it in there?
I'm still waiting for the link.
Oh, wait, it's not in there?
No.
I posted it?
You're not even...
That's the one.
You vanished from...
Really?
Yes.
Oh, that's weird.
You have completely vanished.
Hold on a second. Hold on to your titties. Let's try refreshing this some other. Loads the advertisements.
You need to get your own damn laptop.
I do.
Damn.
I do. I really do.
They're like, you can get a netbook for like $300 at Walmart. They're cheap.
I know you can. I'm just too lazy. I want to get a 3DS instead. Cause like Luigi's. Because there's that new Luigi's Mansion game, and Pokemon X and Y is coming up, which we could probably talk about that.
Can you use the internet on that?
On the 3DS? Yeah. You actually can.
Can you use the IRC client?
No.
Or Firefox? No.
But you can. It's a. You can basically do the internet browser and stuff, but I don't think they have Firefox. And like I don't know if you can have attachments and just. I don't know if you can.
You can. Yeah. You and your game consoles.
All right, whatever. I'm just gonna go ahead and read this, and we'll post the link later. All right. Wildlife photographer Jeff Krimmer, and conservation biologist Phil Torres spotted the caterpillar in an Amazon rainforest. According to a Daily Mall report, the two men run photography tours from Posada Amazonas, a 30-bed rainforest lodge in Peru. As you can hear in the video, they don't know what to think of this creature when they first saw it. In Spanish, someone at the end says, "What is that?" Torres told the Daily Mail, "I've seen some bizarre-looking caterpillars in my time of working in the field, but this was definitely the weirdest one I've ever seen. I wasn't sure what I was looking at first. It was this big, yellow, fuzzy thing." Torres told the Daily Mail, "I've seen some bizarre-looking caterpillars..." Wait. Did I just read the same thing?
You just heard that sentence already.
I always do that. Okay, moving on.
Stop.
Krimmer added, "On these tours, we take tourists and photographers into the Amazon and point out cool and unusual things for them to photograph. We have been leading photo tours together for 2 years and have never seen anything as strange as this. The caterpillar's quote-unquote hair actually consists of setae, which are long, fine, silky appendages, I think that's how you pronounce it, that in this case can cause serious skin irritations. If an unlucky person tries to grab one, they will get a handful of venom." Ooh, that's really scary.
What the hell links were not enabled to begin with anyway? God damn you stream bastard chat.
Blogging. Released when the satay poke into skin.
You son of a... You... Damn it.
Are you done? Okay, like a bee sting, the injuries can be painful, but for most are not life-threatening. As for the resemblance to the New York City... Hold on, I just messed this up. As for the resemblance to the New York City real estate mogul's hair, Torres said, we put the picture on our Twitter and Facebook page, and immediately people started comparing it to Donald Trump. He continued, when people show people an image, some don't even know what it is. Some think it's a mammal, others a bird, or some have said a plant. But to us, and most of the people who've seen it, it's Donald Trump's toupee, left on a leaf in the Amazon. All right, let's see if I can...
Send that link to Strikepaw.
Like on the website?
On the Ustream.
Okay, I'll try. I got to refresh this again.
If you're in... Make sure you're logged into the thing first.
My internet keeps taking a crap.
I bet we're streaming two things at once, so I wouldn't be too surprised.
Are we streaming two things? Oh, yeah, we're doing the radio, too.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, I'm actually in the chat now.
Here we go. Traffic.
All right. Does it show up?
Yes, it does.
I am Ustreamer992482, the one and only.
Indeed.
Okay, so yeah, if you click on this link, you'll see this. Or you can show it on the screen if you want, so that people that can't click the link.
That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Okay, or people that are watching the recorded version, don't fret, we will show it to you.
It'll be linked somewhere.
It'll also be linked somewhere, but yeah, it actually really, that's kind of creepy. Like, the scariest part about it is knowing that those things are venomous. Like,
do you have a caterpillar on your head, or are you just loaded?
And
so there it is.
Just walk up to Donald Trump and say, "Hey, is that a caterpillar or a toupee? Is that actually a toupee in his hair? Like, or does it just look like
I'm pretty sure that's a toupee.
Okay, because I wasn't sure. Like, I wasn't sure if it just looked like a toupee. You know what really sucks? The laptop just died, and I had all my news stories up.
You're a failure.
We just have to wait for the charger. So, one of the upcoming news stories is one called, which you heard in the announcement for the news, is 72,000 ladybugs released in the Mall of America, which I have yet to read that news story, so I'm not sure why or who did it. But I think I saw a little thing underneath, like a description that said something about pest control. Do ladybugs get rid of bugs or anything? Well,
yeah, I don't. Ladybugs tend to wreak havoc on certain things.
So it really wouldn't be a good idea to release them in there unless, like,
well, I don't know. They might do something with gnats and smaller, like gnats and maybe mosquitoes. I don't know.
Because I was thinking, like, there might be some reason why they did it on purpose, or somebody just did it as a joke. Hey, you like flash mobs? Well, you'll like somebody releasing 72,000 ladybugs. Yeah, the world is a pretty crazy place. Here's something really neato that I should have mentioned. My choir, like my concert choir that I do at Indian Hills, we're doing an a cappella version of Payphone. Like, we have all of us doing like our own little parts, like dum 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 dum, like, just think of an a cappella group like the Crescendos or something. And they have we're doing an a cappella version, and we're thinking about flash mobbing it, like going to Walmart, because there's like,
oh, nice.
Yeah, there's like, what, 50 of us? I think there's around 50 of us, and if we all walk into Walmart and just start like singing Payphone, that would be incredible. We should probably, like, okay, if we do that, I will make sure that I get a hold of a video of it, and I'll like play it next week or something, because our concert for Payphone is coming up. We're also doing a 17-minute Beatles medley, which has actually been fun learning it. So, yeah, our concert choir has been pretty busy. I guess the only way we could continue with news is if we had a laptop charger. So we just have to wait for Andrew. I think I'm gonna get more coffee.
Really? You can't.
No. I'm not gonna leave. I just
You can't. I said you can't really link that.
No, I can't because the laptop is dead. I hope that it saved my tabs. I really do. Because before the show, I usually spend about 10 minutes looking for news stories and stuff. And I just open them all up in tabs. But, it might work if you actually Google it. If you then you can Google, or then you can read this one, you can read this while I run and grab the laptop charger.
No. Read what?
The news story.
Which one?
Okay, if you Google it, just do 72,000 ladybugs released in Mall of America.
Yeah, I can.
Because you'll probably find it right away.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Oh, coffee is the greatest thing in the world. It's the wonderful gift of Talos Almighty. So, let's see. Okay, yeah, we got that one. That's, okay. Like I said earlier, the thing that scares me the most about that caterpillar is that those hairs that look like Donald Trump's toupee, those are poisonous. Those, you touch those and they'll sting you. Oh man, that's like the kind of stuff that even Australians are afraid of. Australians ain't afraid of nothing. I think you found it.
Yep.
Okay, so once that loads. Burp, derp, derp. Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of Wii U games lately, and I've had a Wii U for a long time, but I haven't really got, I got all the main, the best games out for it, Super Mario U, which is supposed to be the best one for the console so far, and I have Nintendo Land, which is an essential, and we've been having a lot of fun. I actually got it, right after it came out, so I've had it for a long time, but I just now started getting into Mario Bros. U, and I gotta say, I'm extremely impressed on how much work they put into it and how challenging it is. We have, I don't know if you played New Mario Bros. Wii, the original New Super Mario Bros. Wii,
yep.
the one that had a raid case. You remember that one? That was pretty fun, but it was too easy. That game was notorious for being really easy. This one is actually really challenging. It's actually testing my skills for Mario. And that was one of the things that IGN pointed out when they reviewed this, is they said that this game is extremely difficult compared to the original, and I love that. It's an absolutely perfect blend of difficulty. So, anyways,
speaking of games, I have started playing Team Fortress 2.
Really?
Yes.
Yes. So we can start playing that tonight if I'm not doing anything.
Yes. Well, I don't have it on here.
Oh,
it's on my desktop.
Okay. Well, yeah, we should start playing it more often because I play it with Avon every once in a while, and I even play it with Willie sometimes. And sometimes, actually, Trey comes over and brings his laptop, and we play. I've actually gotten really good with a spy. Most people, they're just oh, I suck at spy because I don't really know how to do it. Well, yeah, because you just need to learn some tactics, and then you can, pretty much, mess up the entire... Looks like you got it up. So... Guys, I will be right back while Stryker I'm going to go get the laptop charger while Stryker reads this news story. Stay cool.
Okay, here we go. Let's get some music playing here. There we go. I just have to take the crap out of Lynn. I have to start playing. We're good now. As I almost spilled my coffee in my hat. Oh, Ladybug, fly away home. The nursery rhyme advises. And some 72,000 ladybugs have found a home within Mall of America, where mall managers have released the insects inside the fully enclosed shopping and entertainment complex. The Bloomington, Minnesota Mall, which is so huge, it can hold 7 Yankee stadiums and also has more than 30,000 live plants, including about 400 trees, which act as natural air purifiers for the indoor mall. But outfits, the pesky insects that feed on plants, thrive inside the Mall of America's mini landscaped areas. Aphids, however, have a natural enemy, ladybugs, a member of the unnailed of beetles, which are valued by gardeners for their habit of eating pesky plants of eating pests like aphids. I don't know. Link this in places. Link.
Okay, so
And link.
okay, so we got that in the chat room right there.
Yep.
You wanna? Is that the whole news story, or you wanna? Finish?
No, there's more.
Okay.
So they eat aphids. Yes. Ladybugs are what I like to call sort of a biological defense system. Lydell Newby, the Mall of America's senior manager of environmental services, told local news station KARE 11. The mall has released ladybugs in the past as an alternative to commercial pesticides, the International Business Times reports. Though some shoppers have complained that the ladybugs might fly onto food, a mall spokesperson noted that the insects tend to spend their lives on plants, not human food. And plus, protein, so deal with it. Ladybugs, sometimes called ladybirds, which is weird, make ideal pest control agents inside an enclosed area like a mall or a greenhouse. Tree hugger notes. In an outdoor garden, however, they're likely to disperse. Ladybugs populations throughout North America have been changing rapidly for reasons that may include climate change and land use patterns. The Lost Ladybug Project is an effort, partly funded by the National Science Foundation, to track the insect's population around the continent. The Mall of America has other green inhabitants. It converts its residents' fryer fat into biodiesel for the mall's security vehicles, according to the site's Moab blog. And now it's located in the Twin Cities area, known for brutal winter weather. The complex has no central heating system. Instead, it uses passive solar heat from its 1.2 miles of skylights to warm the space. That's interesting.
Alrighty. That's really cool, actually. Skylights are pretty expensive and difficult to install. I know from experience. Continue.
That is all.
Oh, it is? Okay. That's pretty neat, but I have some bad news. The laptop charger that Andrew left here for me is not the right kind. So,
damn it!
Yeah. So I guess we'll just have to continue the show without my laptop, which is, thank goodness I wrote these discussion topics on note cards and not on the laptop.
Right.
So, anyways, yeah, that's pretty neat. I wasn't really paying attention. I was kind of thinking of some topics. What was the reason they released them?
To take care of aphids.
Okay, yeah, I thought it was something to do with pest control. And plus, ladybugs are pretty freaking awesome, especially when you release them, in a huge flurry. Like, oh man, it's a ladybug storm! Speaking of storms, you know what would be the absolute most coolest way to... I can hear that on my headphones.
I can hear that too. I'm doing that to be annoying.
Sorry about that, guys.
I'm not sorry. The stand sucks.
What was I going to say? I forgot. You interrupted me, you jerk. I don't want to play with you anymore. No, I was saying something about... I completely lost my train of thought. What was I saying? Were you even listening to me, though? Like, do you remember
I
what
lost.
I was trying to say?
I was, but I wasn't. I forgot.
Oh, dang it. Something about ladybugs. Oh, yeah, I remember. Okay. Okay, I had a friend here. His name is James, and he was talking to me just recently. He's a nerd just like me. And he was saying there's the coolest possible way to go out when you die, all right, is he said that this is he's not sure if this is possible anymore, but it would have been possible, a while ago. Back when the BP oil spill was still there, they were still in the process of cleaning it up. There was a tornado going through there, and they said if anything ignites the oil, they will have a fire tornado. And he was like, that would have been the coolest way to die. Like, you're just at the pearly gates. You're just
that is the most brutal thing ever.
And you're like, okay, imagine being in the pearly gates, waiting to be judged or something like that. Whichever
fire
you believe,
tornado.
Whichever you believe, okay. And you're talking to other guys.
Whirling of doom.
And you're talking to other guys that died, and they're just like, how did you die? Kind of like, being in prison where what are you in for? Well, how did you die? Oh, somebody ran over me with a car. How did you die? Fire tornado! What? Yeah.
Fire tornado, motherfucker!
You heard me right. Fire tornado. And there's also... Okay, another cool way to die is wrestling a bear. Like, that's the manliest way to die I can think of. Wrestling a bear. Yeah, anyways, little off-topic discussion for you guys. I guess since I don't have any news stories on my laptop anymore.
I'm more manly. The most manly way to die is to fight a bear while skydiving.
Oh my word! Okay, here's another.
And during a tornado, that's on fire.
Okay, here's another one. All right, hang gliding into a volcano.
Someone draw that.
Someone draw. Okay, what was it again? Wrestling a bear while skydiving.
Well, there is a fire tornado.
Damn, that is incredible. Another one that's actually a realistic situation is hang gliding into a live volcano. That would be so cool. So, yeah. Okay, just for fun.
Oh, that would be too quick, though.
Well, yeah. But still, you could say, I hang glided into a volcano. Like, how did he die?
That would just be stupidity.
Yeah. Just be like, I don't know, just at a funeral, be like, how did he die? I'm sorry for your loss. Oh, he hang glided into a volcano. Really? That's awesome! I mean, I'm sorry for your loss.
While on fire.
While on fire.
And wrestling a bear.
Oh, man. Okay, while we're in random discussions, what would you say is the coolest, the most pathetic reason for going into prison? Like, the kind that would get you raped. Think about this for a second.
Pathetic as just nasty, or pathetic as in just lame?
Lame. Okay, I should have said that. Yeah, because if we did like ones that everyone would hate you for, it would be, obviously like something to do with children, like child rape or something. Obviously that would be pretty bad. But we're talking about like something lame, like
downloading files from the internet.
That's one. How about not paying your parking tickets?
or going to Pella and picking a tulip.
I don't think they actually enforce these. Picking a tulip. That'd be funny. But I don't think I don't think they enforce these. But those ridiculous laws, like, you probably download there's probably like a bunch of apps for this.
There's actually dumbest laws on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah, so
there's tweeting really ridiculous laws.
Yeah, so point being,
there's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. Like, for example,
whaling in Georgia or Alabama is illegal.
Really?
In the landlocked state of Alabama, I think it's landlocked.
So whaling is illegal?
Yeah.
Isn't illegal in America though?
It's in a landlocked state.
What does that mean? Oh, wait,
This-
one that you can't actually.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it. Oh, okay.
Oh, that man, I can't remember exactly what state it was, but it was a landlocked state.
The one that didn't have any oceans.
Right.
That it would be impossible to have whales unless somebody, brought Shamu into into like a lake or something and be like, oh, look, there's a whale in a lake, which doesn't usually happen. But yeah, stuff like that. And a good example is
I can just imagine a southern whaling party.
Oh my word! You just put images in my head that made my night.
Right. Just giving across the lake in a 4x4 with a shotgun.
Be like, yeah, we're gonna catch them damn whales. This is old Betsy. She's killed many whales in her time. She's my best friend. I'm gonna put her on the gun rack of I don't know. You know where I'm getting at. Anyways, okay, ridiculous laws like this. Southern whaling party. That's gonna be on my head forever. That's so funny. I can't even think what I was gonna say. Ridiculous laws. Okay, an example is in Iowa, it's illegal to kiss a woman with a mustache in public. No, if you have a mustache, it's illegal to kiss a woman in public. So yeah, stuff like that. Okay, imagine going to jail for one of those laws. Which, like I said earlier, I'm not sure if they actually enforce them because if they catch, cops don't really care if you kiss a woman in public with a mustache. But in the off chance that there is some officer that can get you in jail on technicality, technically it's illegal, so I'm bringing you to jail. It's in the books. They haven't gotten rid of it. So, yeah, just imagine going to jail for that. Be like, oh, what did you go to for jail? I killed a man.
Damn!
I killed a man? What did you go to jail for? I kissed a woman in public. Really? Yeah. You're my new bitch. And let's see. I had another one on my mind that was really funny. Really, really lame things to go to prison for. I guess possession of marijuana is not that lame because the public thinks it's a dangerous drug, which they're completely wrong. For those of you who actually are educated.
The majority now does not think the same.
I hope so. But it's so funny.
A majority of the American public are pro legalization.
Yeah.
While a majority of Congress are not.
Which is really upsetting.
It's stupid.
It is really stupid. It's the old system of voting. I don't know. It's
like 58 or 50 or 60 some. It's like almost 60% of America, yet only like 10% of Congress.
Yeah.
Something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, because literally the only reason that it's not okay to do it is because it's illegal and you can get in jail for it. That's the only reason.
And the only reason it's illegal is because some corporations want to protect their profits in the timber industry and all those other things, which marijuana and hemp industry would destroy.
Yeah, exactly.
My money.
Yeah,
mine.
The only reason it would destroy it is because hemp is better. Like, it's better paper. The original copies of the Declaration of Independence were written on hemp paper. It's much stronger than regular paper, and it's better. It's literally better in every way. And
it doesn't require clear cutting of forests.
Yeah, exactly. So we could, I don't know. I sound like a stoner when I do this, which I pretty much am, but I really sound like a stoner when I talk about reasons it should be legalized, which, I don't know. Some people think that it's a bad thing if the government gets a hold of it, but I think it'd be a good thing because then they'll have different brands of marijuana cigarettes and they'll have which the government taxing it is actually a good thing because they do with
instead of having a deficit, we'd have a surplus.
Yeah, it will make them money if we do that. It will bring.
We spend billions of dollars on a so-called drug war.
Yeah. See, the thing is, I found out,
and it's like 75% of it it has to do with marijuana.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. Where they
and that's most of the prison population.
People that go to go to jail for marijuana possession. I was just gonna say that where more people like they spend most of their. Okay, they have a set budget.
I'm trying to build a prison.
Yeah, they have a set.
Oh, you want me to live in?
What?
as System of a Down would say.
Okay.
Prison song.
Okay, I've never heard that song though. Or is it one you just made up?
No, it's System of a Down.
Okay, I like System of a Down, so I understand the reference anyway. But they have a set budget, okay, for the war on drugs.
Toxicity album, I believe.
Okay, but they have a set budget for the war on drugs, and they, like you said, they spend like 75% of it on marijuana. While the dangerous drugs, like the meth and the cocaine, which are really dangerous, like they're not, they're actually really dangerous. They don't spend as much money on those because they have like a personal. Well, okay, here's the reason that there's a misconception about it, and people said it was dangerous because in the 1930s, somebody got up in court and said that marijuana, when black people smoke it, it makes them want to be with white women. And it freaked everybody out.
That's right.
And that's the reason why it's still illegal, really. Like, that's... they I guess they legalized it they legalized hemp during World War II so they could, because they needed it. And then after World War II, they're just like, oh, by the way, it's now illegal again. Like, come on. I don't know. This whole situation is just retarded. Like, they basically have it illegal for the wrong reasons, and they don't understand it. Like I said, I really sound like a stoner when I go into this, but people really need to start thinking about it more often. So.
And now the anti-marijuana lobbyists are really starting to struggle with politically correct explanations for.
Yeah. They're running out of bullshit reasons why it's bad, because we keep proving them wrong, and they keep like, oh well, this is the reason. Okay.
And they can't use the racist card anymore.
Yeah. And okay, here's one of the biggest things about it. People think that it's a gateway drug. Turns out it's not.
Bullshit.
Because here's the thing. The only reason that people I forgot what the numbers are, okay? It was something like 1 in 70 marijuana users also uses another hard drug. But that's because when a dealer has a bunch of drugs on him, he'll, sell. They walk up to the dealer and all they want is marijuana.
It's marketing.
Yeah, and then he'll say, by the way, I have something stronger. You want to try it? So, because of the, because it's illegal and because we can't distribute it legally, it's mixed in with the drugs that are bad. So that's the only reason why some people do that. It's not because, personal testimonies from stoners.
It's marketing from the drug cartels.
Yeah, exactly right.
Which are the only people who are profiting from this drug war.
Exactly right. It's easier for kids to get their hands on marijuana than it is for them to get beer and alcohol, or like beer and cigarettes, because marijuana, like a seller that sells marijuana, he doesn't care about what your age is or something. He just wants, show me the money. That's all he really cares about. But the people that are selling cigarettes and beer, which is much worse for you, you have to go through all kinds of ID checks and stuff like that. So.
And there's actually regulations.
Yeah, there's regulations and taxations on it, which is also a good thing. I think taxation.
And because marijuana isn't illegal, it's also unregulated. So you never know what might be laced with it.
Yeah.
There's no quality control.
Yeah.
So,
exactly.
Yeah.
So
could be laced with LSD or something.
Yeah.
And
that's which, by the way, I don't really ever want to try LSD. The only exception I'd ever want to try it is if I had a good friend of mine who was watching after me the whole time, like making sure that I didn't kill myself.
I wouldn't want to touch it. They call it acid for a reason.
Oh yeah, and see, the thing is, I wouldn't do it more than once because I seriously wouldn't do it more than once, even if I liked it, because I found out that it gets in your something. Did you ever hear about this? Where it gets in your system and it stays there, and then later in your life, like years later, you'll get like little flashbacks of that. It's scary as heck.
Yep.
But that's mostly for people who do it a lot more often. You know, it's really, really bad that it like stays in your system your entire life. That's scary. So even if I did try it, I wouldn't do it again, even if I liked it. I just want to see what it's like, you know.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we really went off topic there. You can tell that we're pretty passionate about this whole marijuana law thing.
Hematite's here.
Oh, did he just join?
Yeah.
Or has he been here the whole time?
He just got here like 10 minutes ago.
Oh, okay. Well, howdy ho to you, Mr. Hematite Bear, our biggest fan and our biggest supporter. It's always a nice show when you're watching. Just thought I'd say that.
Yeah, that's one stupid crime that he would not want to get thrown in jail for is littering.
Yeah, there's another one. Yeah. It reminds me of on SpongeBob the Strangler when he was litter bug. They put him in. Yeah. Anyways, a lot of things remind me of SpongeBob, but yeah. Back to the marijuana thing though.
Banana peel. It's biodegradable.
Yeah. So it's okay to throw it on the ground. That's the argument I always make. Like sometimes I'll throw a banana peel on the ground.
It's biodegradable.
Yeah, it's actually good for the soil. People would be like, "Oh, you shouldn't litter."
I would be like, "I'm coming back for this later." I was watching. Just a cup of whatever on the ground. Just walk off.
All right. Well, here's another random discussion. Okay, did you ever see The Hobbit?
No.
You didn't?
No.
Oh man.
No, I don't see Hobbit.
No, I don't see Hobbit. No, you watch. Are you a fan of Lord of the Rings though?
I never got to see it.
You never saw Lord of the Rings either? Ooh. I'm actually really, really impressed that you haven't seen it. You need to see it. It's the best. It's the best trilogy ever made.
I know.
I think it's a lot better than Star Wars. Like seriously, it's way better. And I could go for hours telling you why it's better, but I won't because don't want to bore you. But yeah. Oh, also, okay. I think we announced this like right after it happened. But what do you think of Disney making a new Star Wars movie? Just throw out your opinion on that.
Well, George Lucas isn't going to be part of it, which is good because he was burnt out by the time we got to the prequels.
I don't know how you could screw up Star Wars that bad. It's like screwing up mashed potatoes.
Jar Jar Binks is
I know.
I don't. And what the pod race?
It was so horrible. Okay, yeah, I could go on for hours. Like, okay, my friend Rachel Cobbler, a different Rachel, who I talked about earlier, who was having her birthday tomorrow. Okay, she wanted to start watching the Star Wars prequels with me.
You don't want to see those.
I mean, I used to watch them a lot. Okay,
they're good, but
I don't know.
Just don't fit with the Star Wars.
I think they're horrible movies. Actually,
they don't just on level to the original Star Wars.
Okay, well,
it's just not there.
Well, here's the thing. I actually have. This sounds really cocky, but it's true. I just have to say it. I have the ability to intelligently analyze and review films, like from an a real standpoint. I know what makes movies good by a critic's standpoint.
That's how all critics want to think.
That they know that
all critics think they can intelligently interrogate a film.
Well, yeah, and I'll tell you why. Because the characters in the Star Wars, like the prequels, are so badly written that it makes you not care about them. And the result and the drama in a film is the result of you actually caring about a character because they seem real, like they actually are well written, they have good dialogue. So it's a really good character, and when something happens to him, you're actually invested in this character, and stuff happens and it causes drama. But when you don't care about the character, when they deliver their lines so badly that it makes them seem like a robot throughout the entire...
I wanted to murder little Annie.
Everybody did, yeah. Even back when I used to watch them without even realizing they were that bad, I still hated Anakin Skywalker, the little kid, you know. And basically, the whole trilogy of prequels was, the point of all of them was just to get Anakin in a Darth Vader suit, and that could have been accomplished by
calling him Annie.
That too, and I am not Annie anymore. Now I am the master. But anyways, okay. So, in the original Star Wars, like the first one, Obi-Wan Kenobi just references there's one scene where he says, Vader was seduced by the dark side of the Force. That was all we needed to know.
Yep.
That he was seduced, and it was drawn out too much. There was so much crap thrown in the prequels that didn't even matter that it just makes me mad. And I could seriously go on for hours, but like I said, I don't want to, I don't.
All we needed to know is that Anakin was seduced by the Pope. I mean, Darth Sidious.
He was seduced by the Pope. I mean, the Pope is evil, man. Oh, did you ever see? I guess you don't watch South Park, do you? Very often.
I used to watch quite a bit of it.
Did you ever see the one with the Easter themed episode? It was a parody of the Da Vinci Code, and like how the Da Vinci Code says that Mary Magdalene was married to Jesus, and it caused a lot of controversy.
Yep.
Whatever, I didn't care. Even though I'm a Christian, I didn't care. I was like, it's not, it's not a big deal. Just don't worry about it. But people still worried about it. But anyway, okay. With that out of the way. When this South Park made a parody of that, where they go on a mission to find out the truth of Easter, and turns out in this South Park episode, that Peter Rabbit was the original Pope, and he was a rabbit, like he was an actual rabbit, and that's the meaning behind Easter. And they go on this whole thing, and the Pope is like trying to cover it up, and he's like this evil guy. Anyways, that's what made me think of it, like the evil Pope. But the actual real meaning behind Easter, I'm sure you know what it is.
Yeah, it's a pagan rituals.
It's Ishtar, which is pronounced. It's spelled Ishtar, but it's pronounced Easter. Who's a Babylonian god?
Yeah.
The Babylonian god of fertilization and sex, and that's what started out. At least that's the most of the theories. Like it's not been proven, but there's evidence of that being the original meaning. So they haven't proven it, but that's what they think is what the actual, And
that has nothing to do with Jesus.
Yeah, see, the Christian church took it over and decided to just do their own thing, which is the same thing with Halloween. Did you know that the Christian church took over the pagan ritual of Halloween?
Yep.
They just do that.
They do that with Christmas.
Yeah.
They do it with pretty much every holiday.
They did it with every holiday. And, okay, I personally celebrate Easter as the resurrection of Jesus Christ because I'm a Christian, but I don't tell people that that's the meaning. Like, I'm not like, you need to celebrate
Okay, so you're less of a, you're more of a cultural Christian, in other words.
I'm the real meaning behind Christianity. I follow the teachings of Jesus Christ, and I don't judge other people because...
Do you love Jesus more than your family?
That's a tough one.
I got you.
I've never been asked that question before.
Because Jesus did say to love him before put him before your family.
Yeah, he did. Well, yeah, pretty much. That it is a pretty complicated issue, though. But yeah, that's something I do struggle with. But what was I saying?
One step close to atheism.
What were we saying?
Something about Darth Sidious. Something about Star Wars.
I didn't say Darth Sidious.
I said Darth Sidious.
Okay, celebrating. Okay, I remember. I'm a Christian. I am a Christian, and I don't. Basically, the Bible. Okay, there was a story in the Bible about there was a woman that was about to be stoned for prostitution. Okay, and Jesus walked up and stopped them and said, "Let he who is without sin cast the first stone," which basically means, well, does that mean that you guys have no sin? You're just like her, so you don't have a right to judge her. She sins just as much as you do, so you don't have the, but then, basically, he is without sin cast the first stone means You can throw a stone if you're without sin, and nobody did.
Of course. Then there's the story of the guy who went into the woods, picked up some sticks, and it was Jesus or Moses or one of them.
It was Moses. Yeah, I get it. I know.
Fire away.
Anyways, the real some of the real teachings of Jesus Christ was to not judge other people and to, just work on your own personal life instead of, you can. It's kind of complicated. I won't go too into it because I don't want to start an argument. But yeah, basically, most Christians have it wrong. They don't go with the teachings of Jesus Christ, including every single person in the church that I sometimes go to. So yeah, I don't. I celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, but I don't tell people that Easter is it's the Catholic Church that took it over. So, I only do it because it's a tradition.
Here's the thing. Before you're able to even comprehend, the stories of Jesus Christ and whatnot, you didn't need anyone to tell you to be good, essentially.
What was that? Sorry.
When you're a kid, growing up, before you're able to really understand stories of the Bible and whatnot, you weren't going to be like, you already cared for, your family and your friends before understanding those stories.
Yeah.
So basically, in the way I see it, all those things are pretty much imprinted into who we are.
You mean what sayings did you say? Sorry.
No, it's not sayings. It's just the being good is imprinted into our genetics.
Yeah, that's true. That's pretty true. But yeah, I don't really want to get into this on the show, though.
We could.
I really don't want to, especially not now. If you really want to, we can have a discussion, some other time. But because I have a feeling you've been dying to ask me some questions.
Yeah.
But I'd rather not do them on the show, though. So, do you want to go into the discussion topic?
Yes.
Because we've been discussing things, but we haven't actually gone into the discussion topic of the show. So actually, we should take a 10-minute break because that's what we usually do right before the discussion topic.
10 minutes to 10 days, 60 days till AC.
Oh wow! I'm excited now.
Yes.
Actually, it's less than a month till I go on a motorcycle trip, so I'm gonna be busy this summer. I'm gonna be doing a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be going on lots of trips this summer, so I'm really excited.
Nice.
Okay, so here's a preview of some of the stuff. If you guys want to stay tuned during the 10-minute break, so you don't get bored and leave. This is what you're going to miss if you leave. We're going to be discussing if furries have a different sense of humor, and we're going to be delving more into the furry fetish, if it's an actual fetish or if it's just, I don't know. We can discuss it later. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching Calls and Convo. We will be back in 10 minutes. During the break, if you want to email us and give us discussion topics, we will be happy to hear them. And we can bring up the thing when we're ready, whenever you're done with this window here. But yeah, email us discussion topics during the break, and when we come back, we will check our inbox to see if there's anything. If you guys want to email us anything, ask us questions, etc., and we will talk about it on the show. Because, like I said, we have our inbox open right now, and we have several discussion topics, which we cannot wait to go into. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. We will be back in approximately 10 minutes. Stay tuned. There we go.
I wake to find your shining cloud. What delicate stillness from the heavens you were endowed. Stretched over concrete, our passion erased. Elapsing distance, love, our present, never past. The typing mass of sound remains. I will wait until the last drop drains, and the lyrical rights, the lyrical wants, the lyrical tries to find the end of this suffering. The lyrical pines, the lyrical haunts, the lyrical tries to find the end of this suffering. Together our love will overflow, but still we have room for your charm. Forget about your last remaining foe. Come with me, take my arm. He loves his pretty baby. I love my pretty baby. Sends his letters 1,500 miles. And he loves his pretty baby. I love my pretty baby. Sends his letters 1,500 miles. Down to 700 miles. It's not Jesus Christ. There is no Chico weekday. Chico weekday. Little cameras, bigger smiles. I'll jump to the next life begins now. Let's see where it'll take us, if time will allow. Feeling the black forest close upon me. This is not something that I was meant to see. The typing mass of sound remains. I will wait till the last drop drains. The lyrical rights and the lyrical wants, the lyrical tries to find the end. The lyrical finds, the lyrical haunts, the lyrical tries to find the end of this suffering.
You're listening to the Class and Convo Class and Convo returns in a moment. Pittsburgh, and we might be drinking late night.
Are we ready?
And we are back.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, Claus and Convo is back after our 10-minute break. Thank you for waiting. You have reached our discussion topic portion of the show. Congratulations. You win nothing except for a darn good helping of some food for the mind, I guess. I don't know where I'm going with this. You know what I mean. All right. So while we were in the sitting out there in the living room taking a break, I did think of another topic, and we'll add that later. We'll probably have that as a last topic because it's probably going to be the longest one. But for as far as this one goes, we can just go ahead and start sorting through these. All right. We can save that one later. Okay. Let's discuss insect personas. Do you think that they should be categorized as furry even though they're insects?
Don't. Kage might hear you. Whether he's watching or he's not, he will hear you and come breaking down the door with a baseball bat.
I don't think he'd be that pissed. He'd just be like, he'd walk in, burst in here, and be like, "Hey, I got something to say to you." And then just start like calmly discussing why
hey, young
we're
man.
wrong. I'm going to tell you why you're wrong, and here's why. Would you like some coffee? Yes, I would. All right. I realize we're like kind of treading on dangerous ground here, but this is something I've been thinking about. Does it actually really count as furry? And I guess reptiles do count because they're animals, you know.
Well, insects are animals too.
I get, yeah.
But
I guess they are. So we could qualify it as that, but it's always been a strange thing. Like when people are like, "Really, an insect persona?"
That's not very cuddly.
Unless it's a moth. Although they're more scary than they are cuddly. If you look at them closely, anyway. I just thought since they're furry, they'd be cuddly. I don't know. I can't really think of an insect that's cuddly. I cannot. I've seen a bunch of insect personas. Obviously, one of the more famous ones being Kage, who's a Japanese cockroach, I think.
Yeah,
something like that. And
he's a samurai cockroach.
Yeah, there we go. He's a samurai cockroach.
The shadow bug.
The shadow bug. So yeah, I've been thinking about this ever since I started, seeing people have insect personas. Okay, and most people just kind of brush it off.
It's just weird.
It's
just kind of odd.
And it is kind of odd. Like, I mean, it's not in a bad way, really. It's just kind of okay, I guess that's a little bit different, but whatever. So people kind of brush it off. So I guess my answer would be, yeah, I guess it does really count because it's an animal, it counts. And plus, the term anthropomorphic is broad. Like, it means anything. It could be a rock, anthropomorphic rock, which we did discuss this a while ago. That we're wondering if people that have tree personas, like stuff like that, I honestly don't think those count.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. No. Like, I don't know. I really hope that people aren't getting offended by this, but I really don't think those count because they're not living things. And that's what the whole concept of furry really wraps around is anthropomorphic animals, That's what they call it, furry, and not rocky. I don't know. I don't really mean any disrespect at all. I'm just saying that's kind of what I think about it. But that one, yeah, I guess I would say the insects really count, but stuff that's even lower than that, I don't think really counts. It's weird, but it doesn't. I guess it does count. Okay. Is that your same opinion, or do you want to say anything else before we move on?
Yeah, close. It's close enough. Moving on.
Okay. Do you need a persona to get involved in the fandom? I would say no.
No.
Because some people, okay, I guess this mostly means like chat rooms and stuff like that. You don't need it, but it makes the furry experience.
It just comes along with it.
Yeah, it goes along with it. You don't need it. Basically, I believe that the only thing that makes you a furry is if you say you are or not. Like, it's your decision to say you are or not.
It's how you relate to to anthropomorphic.
Yeah, and you either it's the thing that makes you a furry is if you say you are or not. Really, essentially, I mean, you got to be honest about it. You can't just say I'm a furry and you're not really. That's obviously you might deceive us, but you're not really a furry. But you don't absolutely need a fursona to be involved in the fandom, I guess, because I've seen some people that just they don't have a fursona and they still
you don't
have
to have you don't have to have a fursona, but you end up with a fursona because you are a furry.
Yeah, and you'll eventually create one anyway, because the absolute core of the fandom is the love for anthropomorphic animals, like the fascination with it. So you don't need a fursona. That's just kind of the stereotype now is oh, I want to be a furry. Well, you need to create a fursona. You don't need to. You might just create it later, and like you just start hanging out with furries, and then you can kind of get the idea.
One thing that's sort of a pet peeve of mine is people who create a fursona, then decide later that it doesn't really match.
Yeah.
Then
I've noticed that
they spend months trying to figure out what they are.
Yeah.
And
they
keep changing from one to another. Just
yeah, that's something that's kind of a pet peeve of mine, but it's maybe not as bad as you, like only because I've actually known people that do this. And I guess the argument for that side, like would be that they
just get too much of a hurry to get a persona.
That's exactly right.
Decide on their persona.
They're too much in a hurry, and they think they absolutely have to create one no matter what. Like if you're not sure about it, my advice would be just wait and see what animal kind of just speaks to you. As cheesy as that sounds.
Mean, you can have different characters that you play with, but
yeah,
as far as choosing one as your persona, just kind of. And let that persona just occur. Just let it come to you on its own terms.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be rushed. It doesn't have to be forced or anything. And something Kai said. One of the guy that was here 3 weeks ago.
Kairu.
Yep, he's cool. Anyways, when he was here, he said one of his pet peeves was people that have multiple personas, and he's like, no, it's multiple characters, and he's pretty much right. But I don't know, I feel like some people might have more than one persona because they might have more personalities, There's
a pill for that.
What?
There's a pill for that.
Sorry, what?
There's a pill for that.
There's a pill for that. Okay. I thought you said pelt. I don't know. I'm losing my hearing, I think.
Well, I could pelt someone with an object.
There's a there's a pill.
I could pelt them with BBs. That would fix it.
Oh, brother!
But they wouldn't wake up from it.
They wouldn't know.
The side effects would be rather unfortunate.
Yeah, I wouldn't really want to be pelted with a baby. I don't know about you.
BBs.
Oh, okay. Did you say BBs?
Yes.
I thought you said babies.
That would cause more trauma than it would solve.
Oh man. Yeah, you're watching Claus and Convo. I know, right?
You're all fucked.
What were we saying though before we branched off? I think a person can have multiple personas because they might have multiple personalities. Because, Kai had a good point where he said your persona is you. Like, it's your actual being. It's not just another side of you. That's actually kind of true, though. Yeah. Like, it's not just another part of you. It actually is you. Which for some people that's true, and I guess some people it's not. So,
and then, yet again, there might be other facets of your personality. Mm-hmm. That one character may not reflect.
Mm-hmm.
Like, for example, I've got Brig,
Mm-hmm.
my Warcat character.
Yeah. And so,
Yeah,
sorry,
that's-
go ahead.
That's not the side of my personality that comes out very often.
Mm-hmm.
It's when it does, it's potent.
Yeah, that's but yeah, Kai does have a point. Like you said, we just have multiple characters, and we just we can become them too. But he has a point when he says a persona is your one and only actual actually is you.
It is you as it is your actual identity. It is your. It is your. It encompasses you as a whole.
Uh-huh.
It is all of you in one character.
Exactly. So yeah, people can have multiple characters, but I wouldn't call all of them a persona. I'd call them characters. So that's another one. All right. Moving on. Should furries walk around in public in fursuits? Does this give us a bad image?
I walk around with my tail in public sometimes.
We can also discuss that.
We touched on this on a previous episode, I think.
I don't remember. Did we?
Yeah, a little bit.
Okay. Well, we can talk about it again because I don't really remember it very well. I think to an extent it's all right, but I think if you walk around with it every day and where you just like go to the store with it, do normal things. If it's a prank,
the way I see it, there would be certain times when it would become very inconvenient.
Mm-hmm.
Loss of dexterity, loss of peripheral vision, and it's extremely hot.
Oh yeah, it's good for your pores if you sweat though. So it can be good for you.
As long as you wash.
Yeah. I mean,
And
good point.
Didn't have to. Yeah,
But
it's eventually
sorry, go ahead.
stink
It will.
if you don't
That's
clean yourself.
true. But I think, I think it shouldn't be worn all the time. Like because some people actually are kind of obsessed with it. If you've ever seen,
Then if you go, if you go to like a mall, there's liability issues there.
yeah, like if people see a guy walking around in a costume in a mall, most of them just assume it's a mascot, whatever. But some people will be like, "Whoa, that's really weird."
One, they can assume that you are somehow representing the
Some kind of company or something.
that you're representing the place that you are shooting at,
Yeah.
like a theme park or whatever, and you'd run into issues there.
Mm.
There's also the whole thing that if you like overheat in the costume, then you get liability issues if someone has to call an ambulance,
Yeah.
or if you get caught in an escalator.
Yeah. Oh, that'd be bad. Oh man, I don't even want to think about that one. But yeah. As far as walking around into all the time goes, like doing your normal day-to-day
I mean,
activities.
you could, but you'd have to clear it with the venue first.
Yeah. Well, I mean, people like,
check that.
but people like Naboa, they do it a good amount. Like sometimes they'll go in, like him and in Cedar Rapids they have a lot of fursuiters, and they'll sometimes go out in groups just to be out in public just for fun because they like to.
That's sort of a different thing because if it's out in public, like on a town square, or
that's totally fine.
Out on the street, just,
And I
that's totally cool.
Yeah, but as far as the question goes, like it doesn't give us a bad image. Like I said, only if you wear it in situations.
Only if you wear it. Only if you fuck on it in it.
Well,
in the middle of a city park.
Yeah, I mean, come on.
Obviously, that's typically frowned upon.
Okay. Okay, number one, if you harass people, that gives us a bad image. Number two, if you wear it in activities like grocery shopping, just like it gives us a impression that we're obsessed, and we're not really obsessed. It's just like a lifestyle, you know. It's like somebody saying
you don't want to wear it in a credit area without a spotter. That's the main thing. Other than that, whatever.
Yeah. And you know, if you just go out to just like Naboa does, just to go out and see people in public every once in a while, that's totally fine. But don't give the impression that it's obsessive, because that does give people a bad thought.
Well, who cares if it's obsessive? Really, honestly.
Because then I don't know.
What?
Then people get the image that that's all furries do. Same thing with sex. I bet we all wish that the whole convention in California in the 1980s never happened, because that gave everyone a bad image of what furries are, and it still
40s.
sticks. 80s. Did I say 40s?
Yes.
I thought I said 80. Fast forward about 40 years. But yeah, like, I don't know. It sounds really mean, but if you give the public a bad image, the more and more that happens, the more and more people will be like, oh, furries are just people that are obsessed with animal costumes. No, we're not obsessed with them.
People already think that.
What was that?
People already think that.
Yeah, but we're slowly trying to disprove that.
Now we're trying to get rid of the whole sexual stigma.
And that one we're slowly getting rid of because, the news broadcasts, when they cover us...
we don't... It's pretty much almost dead.
It's dying
Almost.
out. It's at least dying out.
It's dying.
Yeah. And of course, my friends still like to be like...
they like to kick the dead horse.
They do. And, my friends, of course, they're just joking. And I can tell you why I know they're joking. But, my friends, Avon, who was on here a long time ago, we'll be at a restaurant or something. He'll be like... I'll mention that I'm a furry because it comes up in conversation, and they're like, "What does that mean?" Somebody I just met, and Avon likes to butt in and go, "Means he likes to masturbate to animals."
Yeah.
And they're just like laughing and stuff. But I know he's kidding, because several times he has asked me, he's like, does it offend you when I talk like that? I'm like, as long as they know you're kidding, I'm completely fine with it. I would rather get negative feedback than no feedback. So yeah. Besides that, I'm pretty sure the public image of not, it being about a sex thing is slowly starting to die out, but you never know. But yeah, to answer the question, should furries walk around in public in fursuits? Yeah, I think thinking about it, it's usually an okay thing, especially if you're with other fursuiters. That's like even better, because then they can see that like it's more of a community. And that gives them a good impression of it, and not just some, singled out weirdo or something. That's what they think anyway. But yeah, sometimes it can give us a bad image. Most of the time it doesn't give us that bad, because sometimes people walk up and, say, what's the deal with the suit? And then you can explain to them, that it's mostly just a mascot thing. Or at least I hope it is for most people. Anyways, do you have anything to add?
Nope, I'm done.
Okay, moving on. Let's discuss furry live performances, variety shows, dancing, etc. Like, okay, here's what I mean. Let's discuss whether I don't know. I guess we'll just go into general discussion about it. Furry themed live performances. One of them being at the variety show, which there's this is one of the only shows that will actually challenge and ask questions like this, but we're our own critic, is what I'm trying to say. If you see a variety show, about 50% of the acts is a fursuiter that's, pretending to lip sync to a song, and I'm like, it's kind of cool, but it's kind of just, it's not that cool, and it would be fun if there was like one or two acts or something like that, but it takes up almost half the show whenever there's a variety show in like some convention. If someone was dancing,
if it is actually you singing in the suit,
yeah, that's an incredible feat.
Or
obviously,
playing instruments like Bucktown
Yeah.
Tiger plays and sings in suit.
I didn't know that.
He raps, but
yeah. Same thing, pretty much.
Yeah.
He does a vocal performance. Let's just say that,
and plays the piano.
Yeah,
And Yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's the stuff I like. You know, I'm talking about when when a fursuiter has a microphone and they pretend to sing a song, but they're not really doing anything. Which, if they're choreographed,
you don't have to even have a fursuit to just be terrible.
Yeah,
Lip
exactly.
Sync, if you lip sync for any reason, someone needs to kick you in the balls.
If you have some. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is I've actually seen people that don't do any kind of impressive dances or anything. You know, obviously, if you're dancing, like, and you're doing some impressive moves to a song, that's cool. Like, I like seeing those, but I don't like when someone in a fursuit is pretending to sing. I just don't like that. It just takes up time, and it's not that cool. I'm sorry if anybody's
you're doing it. If it's actually you. And it's something you practiced for many, many days, many years.
Like a good performance of some type, you know.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't own it, then go away.
Go away. Go away. Again, I don't mean any disrespect to anybody. I just, I try to criticize our own fandom as much as we can, and to provide constructive criticism, not just making fun of it. You know, we're just saying.
But moving on.
Okay, so do we have anything else to discuss about? Well, we could discuss. Yeah, we pretty much discussed all there is to really.
Dead.
It's dead. Moving on. Do furries have a different sense of humor? Yes. But it's not as different as it sounds. It's just a little bit
it's the same shit, just with animals.
Kind of. I guess mostly what I'm talking about is the whole where furries kind of have a different version of being funny. You know, like some of them will say, "I'm gonna pet you and you're so fluffy," you know, stuff like that. You know, the majority of furries say stuff like that in chats, and it's usually pretty funny. But people that are not furries don't get why it's funny. Like, I've actually seen this happen before. When my friend Kai came over, him and I would be making jokes like that, because the furry fandom has kind of their own set of jokes like that. You know?
Yeah, and then there's the species specific jokes.
That too, actually.
Like the husky's tail for counterbalance.
Yeah. And like stuff like, you know,
for
Kai
downward thrust.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's an inside joke.
But like Kai would do stuff like get up and he had a tail on and he would be like, "I'ma shake my booty," you know, stuff like that is funny. But to somebody doesn't really, someone who's not a furry, it's not funny to them. It's just annoying. So that's why I'm thinking we kind of have a slightly different sense of humor. Like, we think it's funny, but everyone else doesn't.
And then,
you know,
a lot of it's just the inside thing.
Yeah, that's true. Like, furries have a lot of inside jokes.
It's like no one outside of the furry fandom has ever heard about Tumbles the Stairs Dragon.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what is that?
Tumbles the Stair.
Tumbles the Stair Dragon.
You don't know the story?
Nope. You want to tell it?
Okay, I think I remember enough about it. Someone who was apparently very depressed, then I guess wanted to off himself in a comic way.
Wait, what?
They were in a fursuit. They were dragon. They were in a suit, and they went down the stairs.
And they died.
No, they didn't die.
Oh, they wanted to off themselves.
I don't know if they wanted to commit suicide or not.
Oh, they just wanted to get attention or something?
I don't know, but it may have been attempted suicide, or it may have been an accident.
And when and where did this happen?
This was a few years back.
Oh, okay.
I was not there.
Oh,
but
was it at a convention?
Yes.
Oh wait,
it wasn't.
Was it someone that just fell down the stairs in a dragon suit? Is that what happened?
I think something like that.
Oh,
they were called Tumbles the Stair Dragon from that point on.
Oh man, that's funny.
Tumbles.
I'm gonna start using that now. Tumbles the stair dragon. But yeah, that's also what I mean. Is like furries kind of have their own inside jokes too, on top of their own kind of sense of humor. Like I said earlier, no one gets the joke. He's so fluffy, I'ma pet you, and they don't get the shake my booty type for furry humor.
Of
Just
course,
being goofy.
you would get the shake your tail thing because you're a fox.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, furries,
Stuff like that. Yeah.
furries being goofy, 90% of the time, it's not funny to people who are not furry. Like, they just think it's annoying. And I guess that's what I'm saying is, like, furries who are goofy. That's not food, Striker. Put it down. But yeah, what I'm saying is that, like, furries... What are you doing?
I'm being a cat.
Don't spill my coffee. Holy crap. Anyways, yeah, furries have a slightly different sense of humor. Like that. Everyone else outside of the fandom would think it's annoying, but I think it's funny because I'm a furry. We get that kind of humor. Pretended to be animals. It's funny. Okay, do you have anything to add? Okay, good enough. Moving on. All right. Now we come to the magnum opus. Well, is that the right word to say? The pinnacle. There we go. The pinnacle of the discussion topic for today. Is furry really a fetish? Or, roughly, how many people in the fandom do have a fetish for the whole thing? I guess we can make this as a two-part question.
Well,
We'll start off with, is furry a fetish?
First, we have to define what a fetish is.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's not necessarily
it doesn't
sexual.
necessarily be. No, it doesn't. It's not necessarily sexual.
It's like an unusual
Like
attraction to
I
something.
have a fetish for coffee, but I don't want. It's not. Doesn't mean I want to have
Yeah.
sex in a pool of coffee.
Yeah.
That just means it's a delicious beverage that I enjoy to drink.
Doesn't mean I want to have sex in a pool of coffee. Oh boy, remind me to keep you around. That was funny.
But it's so. A word is so often used to describe something that
Sexual
is
stuff.
indeed sexual.
That it's automatically categorized as a sexual
Yes,
thing. That's true, but I still hear
So we kind of have to adjust the definition with the way culture uses the word.
because the word has kind of changed a little bit, so we
Yeah.
have to keep up to date with it.
Now it's kind of like the way the word "yef"
Yeah,
changed from just furry porn to
a replacement for
furry
the word
sex.
a replacement for the word fuck.
Yes,
Yeah, but the word fetish now is described as an unusual attraction to something, and it can't, it's more along the lines of sexual, but not always, because I still hear people use it in the original reason. Like they say, kind of have a fetish for this, and they don't mean it in a sexual way, they mean it in a just kind of an unusual love for it. Like I have a fetish for Irish things, I love everything Celtic, just because that's how I am, and that's a fetish, but not a sexual fetish, at least not yet. And furry. Okay, the question is furry the whole
Rule
furry thing?
34.
If there's porn, if it exists, there's porn of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Eventually, we will find this Irish pornographic material. But I don't think that it's. I guess you have to decide if it means the original meaning of furries, or I don't even know where I'm going with this. I'm kind of losing my mind here. I think it. As much as we hate to say it, I think it is a little bit, because, we've said this before.
Yeah.
We've actually said this almost word for word. As much as we hate to cover it up, almost every furry, at least has a little bit of attraction to anthropomorphic animals. If they're human shaped enough, they don't have a fetish for animals. They have a fetish for a human that looks a little bit like an animal. That's a better way to describe it. And because
we could go kind of stretch that a little further and say it's humans are aroused by the idea of sexual activity.
Yeah, that's true. Like, that's just the way we are, and
Humans are horny.
we are. And as much as I hate to say it, furry is a fetish. I guess you didn't really expect me to say that, did you? I'm being serious too. It's probably a little bit of a fetish. Obviously the original meaning of a furry is not sexual. It just means, love for anthropomorphic animals and appreciation for it, which I've said multiple times. That's the original definition.
Just some have more appreciation than others.
Mm-hmm.
Wink, wink.
But I can honestly say I like
Yes.
furry pinups better than I like regular porn.
I can agree with that.
It's because I have a fetish for it. There, I said it.
Well, furry pinups are just higher quality.
They are, and it's
Someone actually put effort into it.
yeah, and it's the same thing along the lines of anime fetish. Like people have an anime fetish.
And that in turn makes it so much more hotter.
Yes,
Yes.
and we like the drawings. If it's too realistic for us, I'm pretty sure we can both agree.
Yes, we did, Harpskid. Yes, we fucking did.
Wait, what? Yes, we did. What was I saying though? I was about to say something. I don't know. I'm losing my mind. If you remember what I was going to say, call this hotline. 1-800 I don't care, you idiot. I'm sorry, I didn't mean any disrespect.
Yes, you did.
Yes, I did. What was I? Something about yeah, but it's okay. If it's too realistic for us, like if it gets too realistic to where it looks like an actual animal, then it turns us off. I think you are the same way. If it's too realistic, and I'm not sexually attracted to that. It's the
Well, then even if it is so realistic, and it's like feral,
mm-hmm.
there's still the concept of sexual activity that can many times
Kind of
be
aroused.
arousing.
That's actually really true. I didn't really think about it like that. That's kind of like an what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. It's like it's unconscious, like an unconscious.
It's like a primal.
Yeah, just the thought of
Yeah.
the sexual activity makes you aroused, even if it is, even if it is animals. You're not attracted to them. You're just attracted to the idea of sexual activity, and that's the way we are. We were born with that, Well,
Yeah.
we're born to eventually get it, and develop it, but we're not born with it.
Yeah, it's instinctive.
That's what I'm looking for. It's instinctive. But yeah, it's, if it gets too realistic, it's actually a sexual turnoff for me because I don't know. Maybe some people are so used to the idea that it doesn't bother them, but I think we can all agree that we're not actually attracted to real animals. Not in the least. Like I said, we're just attracted to the idea of sexual activity, not the actual animal.
Right.
But as far as the drawings go, the reason we're attracted to it is because it's a little bit different than what we're used to, and it looks like a human. Like if you actually think about it, it's a human that has like an outer layer of an animal. They're actually a human on the inside, and they're a sentient being. That's why it's more attractive. And we kind of over the time get used to this.
The anthropomorphics actually have that human figure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's actually what I was looking for. The word is the figure, not just the mental, not just the idea that they can talk, that they actually have the human figure.
The physical form.
Mm-hmm. And it's, okay, the idea of something being a little bit different than the normal is arousing to a lot of people, including myself. Yeah, it's confession time for us. But I can't really lie about it. I'm not going to lie to my viewers. This is the show where we sometimes tap into taboo and sometimes we talk about how awesome Cheez-Its are. It ranges from those two things, just the two extremes. So, but yeah, my answer would be it is a little bit of a fetish. Do you have anything to add to that one?
I think we covered it.
Okay, then there's a second part of the question. It says, or roughly how many people in the fandom do have a fetish? I guess you could say more than half, but I do know a significant amount of people that don't like furry porn, period, because they don't like the idea of anthropomorphic animals being, defiled or something like that. They like the innocence of it, which I completely understand because, like I said, that's the original definition of what a furry was.
And
it's just,
And not too long ago, this whole burn fur movement that tried to forcefully tried to distance the furry from the whole sexual aspect.
And we're trying to get it into people's head that if there is a fetish, it's not because the fandom is about sexual stuff. It's the personal preference of the person. The only reason there's so much furry porn is because that's what, like, most of us like it, to an extent. Like I said earlier, to an extent, I don't know. I'm the same way where I just don't like it defiled to the extreme.
As Habskid just mentioned in the chat, just look at all the other crazy fetishes humans have.
Yeah, and we have definitely covered this too. There are quite a few crazy fetishes, but those people are not considered normal. So I don't think it justifies it.
Humans are just plain horny. We can just leave it at that.
Yeah, and this is one of the main arguments of the fandom.
Humans
people
fuck
say,
a lot.
Yeah, it's our nature,
Yes.
And this is the main argument that people use, that furries use when people say, well, is it this is just these are sexual deviants,
like Kage said in one interview, good majority of the fandom is made up of college-age students.
Oh, I remember this.
It's college students sometimes have sex.
You probably didn't know that. Oh, this is the way he said it. He's like, the majority of furries are young people. I'm impersonating Kage here. Little newsflash for you. Young people sometimes think about sex. You probably didn't know that. But yeah, I mean, most of you have probably seen that documentary, so this is nothing new to you. But yeah, that's completely true. Is the majority of the furries are young people, and they, it's the prime.
Think about sex.
Yeah, it's the prime time in their life when they're, when they're just maturing and they're getting into this type of thing. So, adolescent boys are horny all the time. It's just how it is.
Holy shit! Twice in one night.
Wait, what did we do twice?
I don't know.
What did we do twice?
Remember, there's a bit of a delay.
There's a bit of delay. Oh wait, is that what he's talking about?
Something. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay. Well, yeah. Anyways,
10 to 20 seconds of delay. Whatever.
Mm-hmm. What was I telling you about when we were sitting on the couch? What was the discussion topic I was going to say?
Mental shift.
Oh yeah. Thank you. I completely forgot. I don't know why. But anyways, okay, to answer the question, how many people in the fandom have a fetish? I think more than half, but there are a significant amount of people that don't have anything to do with it, And those are some nice people. They're not not judgmental, So oh, he said twice in one night stated common sense. We stated common sense more than twice. Maybe just the 2 times. If you talk slower, maybe the delay will work itself out. Is there
it'd just be enhanced by talking slow.
Are you done?
I'm done.
Okay. Is it okay? Just to ask you guys a question, answer in the chat. Is it skips in delays, or is it just over time delay?
It's just the latency in connection. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's because of my internet is really crappy.
It's not the internet. It's just Ustream.
Oh. Okay.
There's just so much bandwidth. Ustream can only stream so fast.
Yeah. That's right. So, anyways, Yeah, that basically answers the question. Okay, so those are all the cards.
It's kind of like talking with someone over a satellite.
Yeah, it's kind of
the same deal.
If you have too much bandwidth, then it starts to delay or something. Yeah. So, anyways,
all the distance that stuff have to travel and
yeah. So,
moving on.
Do you have anything else to add before we move on?
Nope.
All right. Yeah, I mean, I thought I'd ask that in case there was something you've been waiting to say, If it's your mouth moves... Wait. Oh, it's like your mouth moves and then the 10 seconds later we hear the word. Like a cheesy kung fu movie. Which is a good thing that my lips are behind the microphone so you can't see exactly, I don't know. That would be pretty annoying. I don't know what's causing that. Do you have any idea?
I don't know. That's like the audio and the audio and the video are out of sync or something like that.
Huh. Well, yeah, but I'm just wondering, like, is it my computer, do you think, or is it Ustream?
I think it might be Ustream.
Okay, so...
And also, if you're listening through the radio stream, there's going to be more delay if you're watching the video and listening to the radio stream at the same time. It's either one or the other.
Hematite Bear says it's kind of cool because sometimes Stryker has your voice.
I think it's just Hematite's.
Yeah, Hematite, it might just be you because Harpskid says that it's on the blog. No. It's not. It works fine on the blog. That's what I'm trying to say. So it might just be the Ustream website.
That might be it.
Because on the blog we're just embedding the player.
Yeah.
So it's just it might very well be, the website.
Just go to the blog. Go to the blog and hit refresh.
Yeah. By the way, do we have any listener? Is there a way to tell if there's any listeners on the radio stream? Or do we just have to guess?
You have 3 channels. That might be...
Oh, yeah.
3 channels open on Ustream might give you some problems.
Yeah, that just might.
Maybe, yeah.
But anyways, yeah, is there a way to see if anyone's listening to the radio stream?
I can check that out, yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering if people decide to just like bring open the stream and just listen to the radio instead of watching the video, which we sometimes do interesting things on, like you can see our facial expressions, but that's about it. Other than that, you can just listen on the radio and you won't miss very much. There
does not appear to be anyone listening to the radio stream.
Okay. Well, yeah, we just got to advertise that. We just got to advertise the website more so people can have like different options and stuff. But yeah, so I guess that wraps it up. Yep. We can go into our next discussion topic if you don't want to add anything else.
Let's do it.
Okay, so the discussion topic that I thought of while we were taking a break is, and this is something that actually happens to me. This kind of taps into the Therianism discussion, which we're going to go much more in depth about this if we ever have Paradox the Wolf on, because he knows a lot more about Therianism than we do, because he's pretty much into it. And we can do some research before, if he decides to come on, we'll do some research ahead of time so we're not just idiots that don't know what they're talking about. Harpskid is blah 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 blah. Just so you know, I was the guest with issues getting on. Oh yeah, he was the one that had.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, anyways, that was a whole dispute that happened earlier. But okay, the discussion topic is.
Yeah, everyone seems to have problems with getting on the IRC, but it seems to be working now. So
I would think that the IRC is easier to get on than the.
And normally it is.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
If you've got the right stuff set up, but.
Yeah. I don't know.
The Chatzilla or whatever IRC client you use.
Harpskid says
it's working right.
Harpskid says we are noobs of IRC.
Noob.
So am I. I don't ever use IRC, so you're not alone. I mean, Stryker was the one that suggested it, so I've never even used it. I kind of know what it is, but Okay, anyways, the discussion topic for the last closure argument, discussion, whatever you want to call it, is do people have shifts in personalities because of their personas? And this goes along with the Therianism thing, where you sometimes furries will actually mentally become their persona, sometimes involuntarily, sometimes voluntary. This has happened to me on several occasions. Sometimes it lasts a long time, sometimes it just goes away in a few seconds, and it's real. Like, it actually happens. It's not just me wanting attention. It actually does happen. Like, I'm sitting there and all of a sudden I feel like, I really do like feel something. I'm just like, I suddenly have a shift in personality. My persona is like the goth side of me, so I'll sit like the one that just sits there and listens and kind of spaces out, chews on a fork at Applebee's for an hour. I seriously did that. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
My friends all went to Applebee's one time. They dragged me into going with them, and right before I went, I had a shift, and I was sitting there. I barely said a word to anybody, and I was chewing on stuff. Like, I was chewing on the straw, chewing on the fork, and I didn't. It kind of felt like the best way to describe it is, if you feel kind of high, like you do off of marijuana, but it's not as strong. It's enough to know that there is something happening to you. Like, I seriously, and I don't really tell this to anybody except for other furries. I don't tell this, my friends who are not furries don't even know that this happens to me. They just think I'm acting weird because I don't want it, I most of the time they probably won't even believe me. They think I'll just say it to get attention, but it actually does happen. I have shifts where I become my persona. Sometimes, like I said earlier, sometimes involuntary, sometimes voluntary, and it's awesome. Most of the time, it's freaking awesome because I actually really do feel like I'm my persona, until I look in the mirror, obviously. But I actually do have a shift. It's the same thing along the lines of a long time ago. We talked about a website that will hypnotize you into thinking you are your persona, and this happens to me. Except it's not hypnotizing. It actually just happens all of a sudden. I'm like, whoa, I'm a fox person. Like, I just suddenly feel like this, and I act really weird, and I guess sometimes I can voluntarily get out of it. And when someone walks up and talks to me, I'll be like, what? And I'll kind of have like a shift of like getting back into reality. It's almost like something slipped stuff in my drinks just to make me think that I'm doing this, but it's, that's more unlikely.
Sometimes stuff similar happened to me.
Yeah.
Or somebody suddenly have a lot more energy. Like,
yeah, I've actually seen that happen to you, is where you'll get shifts and you'll have a lot more energy, and act a little bit more like a cat, which you did a little while ago when you were pawing stuff on the table and spilling my coffee. But yeah, I mean, stuff like that is what I'm talking about. Sometimes you do it just for fun. Sometimes it just happens all of a sudden. You're not even thinking about it. It just happens. Which leads me to believe that there's a little bit of truth to the Therianism thing. Most people look at it and just go, "Oh, that's kind of weird." Well, coming from a first-hand account and experiences, I've actually seen it happen. Hematite Bear says, "All hail the Hypnotoad." And he also says, "I'm a bear. I mentally become my human sona sometimes, like when out shopping." That's another good one, actually.
There's, I've actually, when I was younger, I actually had flashbacks of another life.
I've heard of that happening.
Yeah. And then actually, in this one memory that I still remember, the very second I died, and woke up as a human infant, as if I was never, as if I had already been existing.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's really cool. I've always thought that was a really neat thing. Like, I love hearing people talk about that. I'm not ready to 100% believe it, but I can understand. Like, I love hearing about it, and I love, listening to people's firsthand accounts. It's really interesting,
And I can't honestly say that I'm 100% certain that's what it was.
Yeah. But you're the
There's
same
no
as
way
me.
to prove it, but
But you're the same as me, where you just it's
There,
an interesting
there is
concept.
it's a fascinating concept,
Yeah.
and it's, it could be.
And Harpskid says, well, on that idea, have you guys ever tried furry hypnosis? I have not.
Hypnosis doesn't work on me.
I have never tried to be hypnotized. I don't, like, whenever I've seen hypnotists before, and, I wouldn't doubt that they got something going for them. Like, it's not just a magic trick. Because one of my best friends was there, and he got hypnotized, and he says he does not remember a thing. And this is a guy that wouldn't lie to me. Like, he would not just make up some bullcrap thing. He says he does not remember it, Do you want to say something? Waffles are awesome.
Waffles.
That's what
That was an activation word.
oh no, he set off. You set him off.
Waffles.
For me, just a quick thing. For me, there's nothing really that sets me off. It kind of happens randomly, but it seems to happen more often when I'm alone, because I'm alone with my thoughts, and it's something I'll be thinking about it, and something will trigger it. But back to the question: Have we ever had?
I'm often triggered when I get excited about something.
Yeah,
And it just kind of takes hold, like someone flips a switch.
Yeah, I feel like someone who's not a furry would be tuning in right about now, and
it's still me. It's still my personality, but
it's just another side of you.
It's just I've been activated.
Yeah, that's the best way to say it, really. Your persona just got active. Sounds like a video game or something. Activate the persona. But I feel like people that are just tuning in right now,
Boss mode.
I feel like non-furries that are watching this think we sound crazy, but I can promise you that this is not made up. Like, we're not just trying to get attention. I've said this 50 times. We're not doing this to get attention. It actually happens to us. But back to the question. Do you want to read the bottom one first? Well, if you go on Furomorphed, on their forums, they have many videos / people that hypnotize you so you think you are your persona. It's like a multiple personality disorder where the other personality is an animal. Little bit, but I think it just activates your persona. Like
it just it's just my powers are turned on.
Yeah.
Power on.
Exactly. But back to the question that Harpskid asked, have we been hypnotized? No.
Hypnosis just doesn't work on me.
Yeah, well, because we already said this.
Yeah.
But I didn't get to finish. I have no doubt that hypnosis, it probably wouldn't work on me because they said...
You actually have to, in some way, believe it works.
Yeah. That's what he said.
Like a placebo.
Yeah, and every hypnotist said this that I've seen. He says some people, it doesn't work on them because they're really, really skeptical and they don't let the borders of their mind down. They don't believe it. There has to be at least a little bit of, believing it to get it hypnotized. And I believe that it actually works in most cases. The power to terrify a ball of yarn.
Yes.
Because he is, in fact, a cat. Even though he's a vicious cat, he's still a cat at heart. But yeah, I don't think I'd be willing to try it because I'm pretty sure it wouldn't work on me. Like me and Stryker, we're both pretty sure that it wouldn't work on us. But I have no doubt that it would work to some people because, like I said, I've had shifts in personality before, and I act really, really weird when I'm on them. I act a combination of paranoid and really quiet when I'm in a shift. So, sometimes actually most of the time when I have a shift, I get away from people because I don't want them to think I'm on drugs. Because I look like I'm on drugs. My eyes look like I'm paranoid, and I'll kind of just stare at people from across the room, and I look really
people always
paranoid.
think I'm on drugs.
Yeah. Because you're Stryker. I mean, come on.
Of course.
Habitat Bear says, this is the same thing you said about it, blue dress, and it worked. What? About it, blue dress. and it worked great. Is there something I'm missing?
I don't remember the blue dress.
Yeah. Is there something we referenced a while ago that we don't remember?
I don't remember. I don't.
We would appreciate it if you would lighten this a little bit. But yeah, that's something really cool to. Oh, that blue dress. About that blue dress, and it looks great. I still don't understand. I'm sorry.
I'm lost.
I'm confused. I'm alone in the dark. I don't know where everything is. I don't know what's real anymore. Oh!
Red pill. Take the red pill.
Oh, right over your head on jokes. Okay, Harpskid says, and what's weird about hypnosis is it's hard to get out of it. It's hard to get out. I tried once, and I woke up, my brother slapping me in the face saying, "What the fuck? Why are you howling?" Yeah, that would I could see that happening to me too. Like, it's sitting there just like, you know, it's randomly acting like an animal, and they're just like, "What are you doing?" You know, I'm not on drugs, I swear.
They're pawing out their face.
Yeah. But yeah, honestly, we don't do this for attention. It actually happens to us. That's pretty much all there really is to say about that. We can, you know, it goes into the Therianism thing, you know.
Yeah.
And like I said, we can go like we can have an entire episode dedicated to Therianism if we ever have Paradox on here. That would be awesome if we ever had him on.
Yeah.
It'd be an honor. I love it when we have a guest. Which Pharaoh was
Actually, we could also have Shroud. Fine.
I actually don't know who that is exactly. Is he a new person on this?
No, he's been on the show before.
Oh, I remember him.
Or he's been on Percast before.
I actually do remember him
Leopard.
now. He's the one that kind of pronounces things a little bit strange, you know, like that guy. I remember him having like some kind of lisp or something like that.
I don't know.
I just
it's been a while since I watched an episode with him on, but
I remember. I mean, he was really cool and stuff. I'm not bringing him down or anything. I'm just saying. I remember him as the guy that had a slight speech impediment or something like that. It wasn't that bad though. He would be a good guest.
Yeah.
But we should start getting more and more people on as a guest, and I think we should have them. Anyways, it was great having our first legitimate guest on here last episode, which was 2 weeks ago, Pharaoh, and it was awesome. I loved having him on here. It was the greatest. I'm so happy. You know, we could maybe after the podcast starts going more, if we ever get it more popular, you know, advertise it more. If we get more people listening, we could have more, like we could have famous artists in here, you know, and have them.
And speaking of artists, we should commission
Claus and Convo,
Claus and
title card or
Convo,
something.
like a something
Like a title card or
like
something.
like some to use for our like a header image or something like that.
That's a good idea. That's a really good idea. We should like
We need to commission somebody to do that.
We do. If you guys know any good artists that do it for relatively cheap and have good artwork, because I don't want it to be, you know, a half-assed $10 picture. I want it to be like a legitimate one that people will see for a while. We can put it on our flyers too if we ever make them and just put them around. But yeah, this seems to be a common theme is when we're done with our discussion topic, we always end up discussing how we can advertise the show in the future. Haven't you noticed that?
Yes.
It's a recurring theme. But yeah, I definitely, going back to what I said before, if we do end up getting more viewers, I'd definitely like to have some, prominent figures in the fandom here as a guest.
Yes.
And they don't have to be here the entire time. We can just have like a little section where we talk to the guest, and just have an interview. That would be cool. So yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
think that just about wraps it up.
Yep, looks like we've been at it for about 2.5 hours. So if you guys are bored yet, well, I don't blame you. So yeah, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up. Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate our regular viewers. You guys mean a lot to us. As long as there's at least one person, watching, we will continue to do this. Plus, it gives us good experience for if we ever decide to do it in the future. If you guys enjoy the show and you want to email us, that would be amazing. Okay, we'll bring up the contact info right here. Go ahead and email us with your discussion topics. Just anything you want, but our favorite kind of emails are the ones that ask us questions that we can answer on the show.
We love questions.
We love questions. So if you want to be a part of the show, go ahead and email us. We would absolutely love your feedback. We want each and every one of our viewers to get involved, and we would adore it if you guys. We would just be flattered if you guys sent us an email. So, anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. I have been your foxy coffee drinking host, Dante Padfoot.
And I have been your feline host, Striker Chiguar.
Alrighty. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you next week. Death to tyrants.